Hey everybody, I'm Bede, aka the Terrible Australian of Super Podcast, and welcome to the 8th edition of my DVD and Blu-ray updates. For this episode, I'm going to be talking about the latest purchases, latest purchases that I got from the UK. So this will be a British-themed episode. So let's get right into it because I have a lot to talk about. First up, of course, is Evil Dead 2. Now, this one was a rebuy. I actually did have this on Blu-ray, but I had to sell that one, but I rebought it. This version of the film. This is the special edition version, which is basically has the same features as the 25th anniversary edition from a few years ago. I think it's a great sequel. This is definitely the best one in the Evil Dead series. Personally, Army of Darkness is my personal favorite, but if I'm talking about the best, this one is definitely the best in the trilogy. It's an awesome horror film. It's both funny, it's scary, and it's creative. It's just awesome. What else can I say? It is awesome. Now, next up is another rebuy, Ben-Hur. I actually did have this on Blu-ray, but the version I had was only a 2-disc edition, so I decided to sell that one to trade up to buy this 3-disc edition of the film. It has, because the other one only just had the film and commentary and a couple of little things like that, but this one has tons more special features, and it also includes the black and white 1920s version of Ben-Hur, so that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to buy it. It's a great film. I mean, not the black and white version. The Charlton Heston version of the film is a fantastic film. Saw it for the first time a few years ago, and it looked, even though I saw it only on TV, it just looked fantastic, and I can only imagine how stunning this film would look on Blu-ray, so I can't wait to watch it again. Next up is Touch of Evil. I saw this for the first time a couple of years ago. Fantastic film, definitely my second favorite Orson Welles film after Citizen Kane. This is the Masters of Cinema version, which you can get in, which they're basically like the Criterion of the UK. This one's sort of jam-packed with some pretty cool features, and it actually has 3 different cuts of the film. Well, technically 5, but about 2 of the cuts sort of have different aspect ratio changes. So you get the theatrical version, the preview version, and the reconstruction version, as well as a couple other special features and booklet and all that. So I'm not sure when this is getting released in the US, or at least I don't know if this has even been released in. I mean, the Blu-ray version of this film has been released in the US, but if you haven't seen Touch of Evil, it's a great film, and I highly recommend everyone to check that out. Next up is AI, Artificial Intelligence, which is the latest edition in my Steven Spielberg collection. If you ask me what I think is the most underrated Steven Spielberg film of all time, this would be the one I would pick. Even though it was a hit at the time, but it sort of had a mixed reaction from everyone. I think it's a fantastic film. It's definitely one of the it's definitely, even though Spielberg has made a lot of sci-fi films in the past, this to me, I think, is his most full-on straight up sci-fi film that deals with themes and ideas and stuff like that. And of course, you know, this is the film Stanley Kubrick at one time was going to make himself, but he decided that Spielberg would be the best fit for him, and then he passed away, and then Spielberg took it on, and it's just a great film, and it sort of has his style, but also has that sort of tone and feel of Kubrick's in it as well. Great performances from everyone, brilliantly directed. It's moving, it's powerful, fantastic film. That's AI, Artificial Intelligence. Next up, of course, and this is one I know my friend and podcast co-host Super Marcy is going to be jealous of. Stand By Me, the 25th anniversary edition. It's been a couple of years since I've seen this film, but I think it's a fantastic film. It's definitely one of the best films that Rob Reiner has made, if not his absolute best film, and also one of the best Stephen King adaptations as well. It's just a fantastic film, and has some pretty cool features on it as well, so I definitely look forward to checking this one out again very soon. So that's Stand By Me. And another classic is Some Like It Hot. I saw this for the first time a couple years ago as well. It's absolutely hilarious. It's witty. It's extremely well written, and Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis are all fantastic in the film. It's just a great comedy, and there's a good reason why that it definitely deserves its classic status. And I look forward to checking this one out again as well. So next up, of course, also the next batch of movies I want to talk about. Arrow Video, which is this DVD Blu-ray label in the UK, they a few weeks ago did a 24-hour flash sale on their site, and when I found out that they were doing that, and as well as they actually shipped to Australia, I pretty much went full ball on the site and I bought a bunch of Blu-rays over there. So here are the ones that I actually got from the sale. The first two, of course, is this one's the 25th anniversary edition of Cinema Paradiso. I saw this one for the first time about 2-3 years ago. I thought it was an absolutely wonderful film, beautiful, moving, well acted and directed, and it's one I definitely can't wait to check out again. And one of the main reasons why I bought it is, besides having some pretty cool features on it, it actually has both, the 2-hour version that we all know and love, but it also includes the 174-minute director's cut version, which is the original version of the film before they sort of recut it and everything. So that version I'm very interested to see, just to see how it compares with the theatrical cut. So definitely can't wait to check that out. And also, the Last American Virgin, sorry, definitely one of the more underrated teen comedies of the 80s. What I liked about this film is that, well, it sort of has all the sort of, the type of elements we've seen in other teen films before, but what makes this one different is that it sort of, I guess, does it a bit more reality based, and it actually takes some turns within the story that you wouldn't expect to find in a teen comedy like this, especially one that sort of like a teen sex comedy and all that. So, it also has an ending that just sort of is wow. You just don't expect it at all, but it's a really good film. It's sort of a bit uneven because it sort of mixes the sort of the teen sex comedy stuff and a bit of drama and all that as well. A bit uneven, that department, but both those elements are still good in their own way, and it's well acted. Great soundtrack as well. So I definitely look forward to rewatching this one again as well. Now the next batch are a whole bunch of horror movies I bought. First up, Life Force. I saw this film for the first time last year as part of my 31 Days of Horror. I was gonna buy the Scream Factory version from the US of this film, but then I found out that this Arrow Video version of the film actually has all the special features from the Scream Factory edition, and as well as an exclusive documentary that was made just for this Blu-ray. So that alone was for the main reason why I bought it. And also, this movie is just batshit insane. I sort of kept watching the first time and thinking, I don't know whether I liked or love it, but it's definitely pretty insane. So and also has both the theatrical cut and as well as the director's cut as well. So I look forward to re-watching this one again. Next up, Spider Baby. Again, another film that I saw for the first time a few years ago for my 31 Days of Horror. Saw it on the recommendation of my friend Eric, who used to work for Arrow in the Head. Oh, well, he still works for Arrow in the Head, sorry. He also still works for Joe Blow as well. This one's a great film. It's definitely a very well ahead of its time. You can definitely watch this film and see how it inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre, House of Thousand Corpses, and many other films. Just great stuff, very well acted, darkly funny, very creepy, and if you haven't seen Spider Baby, check it out, it's awesome. Next up, Zombie Flesh Eaters, or it's also known as Zombie or Zombie 2 in other parts of the world. Well, here in Australia it's known as Zombie Flesh Eaters, so this one is I saw this again on my 31 Days of Horror a few years ago for the first time, and it's just a pretty awesome zombie film. It's not my all-time favorite zombie film, but it's still definitely one of the best ones within the zombie genre. It's well directed by Lucio Fulci. It's gory, not the goriest film I've ever seen, but it's still pretty damn gory in its own right. And it's just pretty awesome. And this one has tons of special features on it as well. And also, this is the uncut version as well, so I definitely look forward to revisiting Zombie. I'll keep calling it Zombie because that's my preferred title of calling it. So Zombie Flesh Eaters. Next up is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is the 1970s remake, which is awesome, by the way. If you haven't seen it, check it out. This is a great remake of the 1950s film. That sort of, and you can buy this Blu-ray. Well, not this version, but you can buy this film on Blu-ray here in Australia. But there's only a couple of features on it, but this one has tons more, so that's why I bought it in the UK. And it's been quite a while since I've seen this one as well, so I definitely look forward to checking this one out again. It's just an awesome remake, definitely one of the great horror remakes, and it has a final shot in it that just stays with you long after you've seen it, and it's one I'm still thinking about to this day. So that's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And now, the granddaddy for this one, and what makes this one interesting, is that I bought a Blu-ray for a movie that I absolutely hated. I do not like this movie at all. But I'll tell you why I bought it, and which film is that, you're wondering? This one, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think this movie is awful. If you ask me right now what I think is the worst film in my DVD Blu-ray collection, it's definitely this one. Yeah, I have other bad movies in there as well, but there are ones that I actually enjoy. This one I really do not like at all. But it has been quite a long time since I've seen it, so who knows, I might appreciate it more on the second watch and maybe get a lot more out of it. But now you're wondering why on earth would I buy this film if I hate it? Is this film? This is a limited edition version that Arrow Video released, and this thing is packed with special features. I'm not joking. Just look at that. It is packed. It has about 2 discs, as well as I think it's got yeah, it's also got a DVD in there as well. 2 Blu-ray discs, 1 DVD disc. It also has a 100-page booklet on the film, and as well as tons of special features, making ofs, deleted scenes, audio commentaries. It also has another disc on there that actually has 2 extra films on it of director Tobe Hooper's. It has a HD transfer, and both of these cuts are actually, these 2 other films are actually in HD. It includes a short film that he made called The Heisters, that's included on there, and as well it includes his very first film, the film that he made before the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Eggshells. Those 2 films are on here, and also they come with other little special features in there as well, and audio commentaries and stuff like that. And for all these special features and all this content alone, to me it just was, for me personally, was worth buying this shitty movie. so because and I think this is only a limited edition, because I'm not sure how many copies are left or how many they actually made, but yeah, this is definitely but I will definitely check out the film again very soon just to see how I feel about it. But the main reason I bought it was for the special features, so hopefully the film will be enjoyable on the second watch, but for some reason I highly doubt that, so we'll see. Alrighty, that is the end of this 8th edition of my DVD and Blu-ray updates. Keep a lookout in a week's time for my 9th edition, which I'll be talking about some other DVD and Blu-rays that I bought recently. And if you want to find me, you can look for me at twitter.com/BedeJamine, or my Facebook page, or my Facebook fan page, I should say, facebook.com/TerribleAussie. And also you can find my reviews, articles, and as well as the podcast I co-host at supermarcy.com. So you can find a lot of stuff that I've written and worked on there, and as well as appearances on the podcast. And also check out my new vlog series that I'm doing for supermarcy.com, which I'm calling the Godzilla Diaries, which is a video review retrospective series on the entire Godzilla franchise. So check those out. But I'm gonna have links to all these in the comments section below this video, so you'll be able to find them there easily. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all later. See you, everyone. Bye.